All right, what is going on, guys? NBA 2K updates back here with a update on NBA free agency. LaMarcus Aldridge has signed a 4-year, I believe, $80 million contract with the Spurs. Well, it hasn't been signed yet, but he has committed to sign long term with the Spurs, and I'm just gonna give my reactions on what I think of the move. Was it a good move? Was it a bad move? And I'm also gonna say how I feel about the Blazers and the Spurs moving forward and how good each team is going to be. So let's start first off, starting with Aldridge. He leaves Portland to go to San Antonio. I think it was a good move on his part because Portland was trading pretty much once. I hmm the, no, the time I knew when LaMarcus Aldridge was going to leave was when they lost in the first round to Memphis. To me, that was it. But really, like it was pretty much guaranteed, almost guaranteed he was going to leave unless he changed his mind at the last minute to take that extra $30 million with the Blazers. And another thing about Aldridge, I don't know why he took meetings with teams like the Raptors, the Mavericks, and the Lakers, and the Knicks too, because those teams. I don't. There was no way he was going to sign with the Toronto right now. He was going to sign with Toronto. And I'm a Heat fan. I would have loved to have LaMarcus Aldridge instead of Chris Bosh. Trust me, Chris Bosh fucking doesn't rebound. He can't rebound right now to save his life. Um, even though he can shoot the three, but that's not the point. Like, I don't know. Aldridge, he was never going to go to Toronto. He was never going to go to New York. He was never going to go to Dallas. He was never going to go to LA. It came down really between San Antonio and Phoenix. Phoenix, I don't know why that was his second choice. They were honestly, if probably the best choice in terms of outside of maybe the Spurs. In my opinion, in terms of like it actually be the Raptors because they're in the East. They were almost a 50-win team. If they added Aldridge for some reason, they probably would have been a contender in the East, but they didn't. But anyway, what does this mean for the Spurs now? It means they're gonna get right back up there. You know, they had a down year last year, had a lot of injuries. So guys like Patty Mills, Kawhi Leonard, and other players. I think Danny Green missed some time. Tony Parker had a hamstring problem that bothered him all season. So, it was a down year for the Spurs. Still won 55 games, but they were a 6th seed. Got taken out in the playoffs by the Clippers in 7, I believe. Yeah, 7 games. Chris Paul hit that shot at the end, near the end of the game, that over Tim Duncan. It was phenomenal. Chris Paul basically carried the team along with Blake Griffin, who was just a monster. But and I think the Spurs next year with Aldridge and Kawhi, if Manu Ginobili and Tim Duncan come back, which Tim Duncan has said he was going to come back, but we're not sure about Ginobili yet. Parker can stay healthy. Danny Green can still hit if Danny Green can hit 3-pointers and play some defense. This team's going to win about maybe 62 to maybe 63 games next season. I have them top two team in the West, right there with Golden State, OKC. Yeah, that's a fair assumption. Yeah, up there with Golden State, Oak City. Now, what does this mean for the Blazers? They're bound to be a lottery team next year, unless they freaking surprise me and Damian Lillard actually starts playing some freaking defense. Then we might. They're still going to be a lottery team. I mean, they traded Batum. They lost. They already lost Wesley Matthews and Robin Lopez. Robin Lopez had a really good year for them, even though he was hurt this year. But the past 2 years in general, Lopez has been pretty good for Portland. They lose him. They trade like I said, they traded Nick Batum. They traded him for basically Noah Vonleh and I forgot who else, some other guy. I forgot who, but it's going to be a rough year in Portland. I think they're going to win maybe about 28, 30 games at best. At worst maybe they could win 20 games. They're not going to be that good. They're not going to be a good team next year because yes, they have Damian Lillard, but other than that, who do they have? I mean, it's gonna be a rocky year in Portland. I mean, my God, they're gonna be terrible. They're gonna be bad defensively. Oh God, don't even get me started on their defense. They're gonna be garbage. They're gonna be fucking garbage on defense. And also, yeah, you gotta feel bad also for the Portland fans because the past 2 years they've won 50 plus games. They were looking like a serious contender. Then the Wesley Matthews injury happened and they fell apart. They didn't really fall apart, but they weren't the same team at the second half of this past season. Once Wesley Matthews tore his Achilles, and they just plummeted in the first round and 5 to Memphis. Aldridge had a, in terms of shooting percentage, had a bad series, and it was horrible. I mean, it was bad, and you know, something's they gotta make either they gotta make a move. They want to try to stay competitive, or they just build through the draft, which is what they've always done. I mean, they've had some pretty good draft picks like Clyde, Bill Walton, but they've had some not so good draft picks. Cough cough, LaRue Martin, cough cough, Sam Bowie. Well, they had Clyde Drexler, so you didn't really need Jordan, but still, you don't pass up on Jordan. Nah, nah. And you also had Barkley and Stockton in that draft, but Stockton wasn't projected to be as good as he was going to be. So yeah, and also cough cough Greg Oden. Oh my God, no. But it's gonna be a rocky year for Portland. It's gonna be a fantastic year for the Spurs if everyone's healthy and everyone else comes back. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a good year for San Antonio. Um, yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good day, guys. Peace out.